Going from the top of the ladder to the bottom of the ladder now, how do you fix Carlton?
Well, I couldn't fix Richmond, so... it's a difficult one. Look, I feel for Brendon Bolton because I've been in that position and people sort of say, well, why have they gone backwards? Well, they actually were, it was very similar when I got to Richmond. We were more mature in the first year when I arrived there, and then those guys sort of finished up their careers and left, and it left you really skinny with a lot of kids running around, and that's sort of Brendon Bolton's life. He was going a little bit better when they still had a few mature players in the lineup, and obviously Doherty's gone down with injury. They let Gibbs go. I mean, a lot of their mistakes are their own doing. No problem with that, and happy to put up my hand with us making mistakes at Richmond as well. But certainly it's a difficult time because there's no easy fix, and all that I would suggest to the Carlton Football Club is that they stay the journey. People will get bored with you sort of saying, no, we're just going to ride you through, and we're going to develop our kids, but they've got to play them. I mean, Mackay, hasn't been getting game. They've got to give games to those type of players, but they've got to stay the course. I mean, if they start second-guessing themselves and going down another path and trying to bring in senior players from elsewhere, I just think it gets messy. And look, it took Richmond a long, long time. We just spoke about those four guys that were there from my time. I mean, they were in their 10th year, 8th and 9th, 10th years when finally that success came to the Richmond Football Club, and they put a few other layers alongside of it. And obviously, Caddy and Prestia and then Curtis was that last sort of wave for them. Carlton have just got to get games into it, and look, it might take until Curno's into his sixth season before this actually turns back around, but they've got to stay the journey.
There's been a lot of discussion about what Carlton should do with their number one pick if they do finish on the bottom of the ladder. Do you think that, say, higher draft picks can be overrated when a club with lower draft picks can back themselves in to develop a player knowing that they have great leadership, coaching staff and a good culture?
Look, it's not a simple answer. It's a fairly difficult one to answer. Clearly, clubs who are well led on the ground and off the ground have a major advantage in development. We saw back with Melbourne when they let go of all those senior players, going back probably nearly a decade ago now, but they had no leadership, whether that's at training or game day, to actually teach the kids how to go about their football, and they struggled to be able to get anything right. So clearly, those type of clubs have greater advantage, but you've still got to back in your structures and get the best quality talent you possibly can, regardless of what club you are in the competition. And look, I personally, I think there's only three options for them. I heard Wayne Carey sort of say, go and try to parcel up 3 or 4 players at a lower level. I don't think that ever works myself. I think there's 3 options for Carlton. One is to go to the national draft and get the best player in the country, as Hawthorn did with Luke Hodge many, many years ago when they traded out a couple, got that first-round pick. So that's their first option. The second option is if they believe they need a layered effect, so that they need more quality players, and perhaps they might be able to get a Joel Selwood type with a pick 6, well, they may then want to say, okay, we are prepared to give up our first pick and go and get multiple picks. So let's call it 2 picks inside the top 10. That's an option. Or clearly the third option is if there was a Dylan Seal available from a GWS and they wanted to go and try to pluck a ready-made player, but the ready-made player has to be of a 22 to 24, 5-year age bracket. Can't be any older than that. That's the third alternative. But I think there are only 3 alternatives. My personal opinion is, in what is such a classy draft, I'd be inclined to be keeping the pick and doing the hard yards, as I sort of said before. But it's going to be a fascinating one to watch.
Terry, what do you make of Kane Corns' comments about the players not respecting Brendon Bolton because he didn't play AFL football at the elite level?
I'm not in agreement with that, but clearly Kane has an opinion. Clearly, Kane's been in the locker rooms for a long period of his life, and clearly he's been in the locker rooms more recently than what I have. So, he has every right to his opinion. I'm not in agreement with that, just because I think some of the great coaches have not necessarily not played at all, but have not played very much at all. I was under Alan Jeans as a coach, and I think Jeans only played like 50-odd games. Well, I can't ever remember any of our players ever sort of thinking or suggesting, what would he know? He's only played 50 and I've played 150. Just never ever went through your mind, that sort of stuff. So Tom Hafey's another one that didn't play very much football at all. We've had Neil Craig, who didn't play at the highest level, who had moderate success when he was coaching the Crows in particular. So there's been that type of person in the past. I've seen Brendon work firsthand, because my son was actually playing under him at Box Hill at one stage, and I found him a really fine coach and a very good teacher. As I sort of said, having been in his situation, it's a difficult one that he's going through, and particularly when it's your first role as a senior coach. I just hope he makes it through, and the club support him, because it's, as I said, it's a difficult time, and it's going to take a bit of turning for my liking, and whether he sees that out or whether he ends up coaching for the next coach to come in and take control of it, which so quite often happens, it'll be interesting to sort of follow.